Okay, I am officially going to say it. I believe that the year 2020 should be reestablished as the Hold My Beer meme. What is going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Big Mike. You already know who it is, what I do. This is what I do. I know, guys, it has been a while. It's been a while since I have posted a YouTube video. For that, I am sorry, guys. This whole week, I've been, just gathering some news. Actually, a lot of news. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I just been gathering a lot of news this week from the entertainment side of things. And what I wanted to do was as soon as I heard all the entertainment news that I'm going to be sharing tonight, even though this is going to be video number 1, I am going to drop another video as soon as I'm done with this one. That's right, I'm doing a double trouble, and it's not even Friday. As soon as I heard all the news, I wanted to post a video, jump on YouTube, but there was so much news that I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait until all this news is over with, and then once it's finally calmed down, then I'll jump on YouTube. And so, guys, the news has finally calmed down ever since Monday. Oh my goodness, there's been a lot of news that's been left and right, bouncing all over my head, been going over my head. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So that's why I think 2020 should officially be reinstated as the Hold My Beer meme. Even though your boy doesn't drink beer, I'm sure you guys have heard of the meme Hold My Beer. So, and if you don't know what Hold My Beer is, God bless your soul. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, Hold My Beer, I'm just going to explain it really quick. Just a little quick explanation. Is basically pretty much like a way of saying, oh yeah, you think your story's bad enough? Or it's kind of like, how do I put this into words? It's kind of like anything you can do, I can do better, like a scenario where it's all like, oh my goodness, like, I got the best report card ever, pizza chef, beautiful grades, I'm finally gonna get that PlayStation, that Xbox, or, the newest whatever that I've been saving up my money for, but my parents told me once you get good grades, then you can get it. And then someone comes along and says, well, that's great, but hold my beer. And basically, what Hold My Beer meme is the anything you can do, I can do better. Where if you can top this, then okay, you topped me. So that's pretty much what Hold My Beer. The memes are everywhere. I'm not gonna lie. I fell in love with the Hold My Beer memes. Like, oh my goodness, they are just. Oh my goodness, like, it's just so funny, like someone will be, like, telling a story, like one of my friends, and then in my head I'm just thinking, hold my beer, like, I got a better story to tell you, anything you can do, I can do better. But yeah, anyways, guys, without holding beers and stuff like that, guess what, guys, guess what, the NFL released the schedules for 2020, for the 2020 season. And as you can see, I got my Dallas Cowboy shirt on. I got the hat on because, your boy is a Dallas Cowboy lover, diehard. He is going to rock with these guys until the day he dies. I am going to take this to my grave and say that this was an awesome, good football team. Even though that there's better teams out there, but this one right here, oh my goodness, Pizza Chef. Although I do want this team to be like Pizza Chef, like exquisite. We will get there, guys, slowly but surely. We just gotta climb the ladder. But sometimes the ladder gets old, it gets rusty, it breaks, and we need to repair it. So yeah, guys, as you know, the NFL they released the schedule for all 32 teams. Now I would do a review on all 32 teams, but of course, that is just going to be super, super long, and to be honest, I only root for one team, and it's these guys. And say what you want about us, but your boy Big Mike is not going to talk trash because he is trash at talking trash. I'm serious. I can't roast somebody to save my life. Plus, if somebody asks me to like roast somebody, I'm gonna turn this into a compliment contest, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, guys, so the NFL, they released the new schedule. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, my point of view, my reaction to this, and just let it go from the get-go. But yeah, guys, before I get into this schedule, for those of you guys who are, not a big fan of sports, or you guys are wondering how do the schedules work, this is pretty much how the schedules work out. I am going to do my best to explain it to you guys, and without further ado, hopefully I can do that without confusing you guys. So let's do this. Okay, so in the NFL, which is the National Football League, you have 32 teams in total. And amongst those 32 teams, 16 are in each conference. You have the AFC and the NFC. So the AFC has 16 teams, the NFC has 16 more teams, hence 32. The AFC stands for the American Football Conference, and then the NFC stands for National Football Conference. But if you don't want to say all that mumbo jumbo, we pretty much abbreviated it for you, AFC, NFC, and plus I think it's just better if you just shorten it, plus it's kind of easier to say instead of saying, oh, American Football Conference. But if you want to go the long way and say that, by all means, go for it. Okay, so you have the AFC and the NFC. Now, throughout both of these conferences, pretty much the AFC and the NFC has divisions, and each division has 4 teams in it, which is pretty much like your rivals. And just like the directions on a compass, north, south, east, and west, that's pretty much where what the divisions are named. So of course you have the AFC North, the AFC South, AFC West, AFC East, and then same thing with the NFC, NFC North, NFC South, NFC West, NFC East. Now these teams that are in these divisions, they compete not only with their rivals, but they compete with other teams in the conference, just to get a better record and to move forward and to advance all the way and make it to the big game, which is the Super Bowl. Now, whoever wins, in each conference, and who goes all the way to the big game, the Super Bowl, represents the AFC and the NFC, and that's how we get them for the Super Bowl. Going back to the divisions, whichever team wins the division gets the harder schedule the following season. So pretty much, if your team in the division, whether if it's AFC or NFC, whoever wins that division, whoever goes number 1, or whoever wins the division and goes to the Super Bowl and wins it, or let's say they win the division and then they go to the Super Bowl but then they don't, are still going to get the harder schedule because they finished number 1. They beat all their rivals. They had the better record. So yeah, number 1, you get the tough schedule. It's very tough. It's very brutal. If you finish number 2 in the division, you get a tough schedule, but it's not as very tough as number 1. And then if you finish 3rd place, not as bad as number 2, but it's not as very tough as number 1. And then if you finish last place in your division, you get an easy / fair / decent schedule. So as long as you and your team are not number 1, you should be okay. But if your team is number 1, yikes, beware. Luckily for us, the boys, we finished number 2, and as you know, number 1 was the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not gonna lie, for the past several years, it's always come close between us and the Eagles winning the division. There's that rivalry, that bitterness, that competitiveness, that competitive edge. I even talk about this with my friends. There's always that one team in your division, your rivals, where it's always just neck and neck. Like I'll give you an example. The 49ers Seahawks or 49ers Rams, they come close a couple times. Steelers Ravens, They come close a couple times too in their division. The Packers and the Vikings, they come close. And I believe one time the Bears kind of showed up to the party too. So just with every division, you always have like that one arch enemy, that one rival that you're always like neck and neck with. And so for us, it's us and the Eagles. Every year it's like, who's gonna go number one? Who's gonna finish the season strong? Sometimes we do, and then other times the Eagles do, and vice versa. And it's just like, oh my goodness, it's always us and the Eagles. We're just like neck and neck. It's that rivalry. Everybody craves it. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little inside scoop on that. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the Dallas Cowboys 2020 schedule. I'll give you my thoughts and my opinions starting right now. So let's do this. Also, smash the like button, comment, subscribe. Share this to your friends, family, co-workers, colleagues, people that you interact with, people that you get yourself acquainted with. Let them know about your boy Big Mike. Come and support your boy Big Mike. And I'm sorry for keeping you guys on the edge of anticipation this following week, thinking, man, when is Big Mike gonna drop a video? So I am sorry, guys. But hey, you're gonna get 2 videos from me today, so let's do it. I got the AC blasting, so let's do this. Okay, so week one of the NFL starts on the 13th day of September. Now, depending on when this whole coronavirus is over, the commissioner in the NFL still hasn't said anything about if they're gonna let any of the attendees attend the game, because we have been hearing rumors, reports, speculations on, could you have an NFL season where you just have the teams play, but then you don't have the fans? So he hasn't said anything about that, but hopefully when this whole thing is over, it's going to be crazy to see, how many people are going to go, because, in some stadiums, they sell out quick, like 50, 60, 70, 80, 85,000 people, attend these games. And so, we'll see, could we see a slight decrease, in attendance? I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this thing can all be over. I know September is a very long way from now. It's a very long, narrow road from now, but at the same time, it'll be here before you know it. So, I'm just praying that this Rona goes away, but it's gonna be hard, depending on when this thing ends. Are people gonna want to go to these games, or are people gonna want to sit next to other people? It's gonna be very risky, and it's gonna be very cautious. So we'll see, but hopefully this thing can all go away. But yeah, anyways, week one, September 13th, we got the Cowboys playing the Los Angeles Rams. It's going to be our first away game. It kind of stinks because I'm always used to the Cowboys playing at home week one, but I have a reason and a feeling why they decided for us to go and play an away game on week one. Is because if you think about it, we're playing the LA Rams, and as you know, the LA Rams have a new stadium, and they did say that they were going to be done with the stadium by this year. We don't know how much of it was completed before the Rona happened, but even before the Rona happened, these guys were working pretty fast. I think they were working on it at the same time that the Las Vegas Raiders were working on their stadium. So who knows? Maybe they just need a couple more pieces and then they're done. But yeah, guys, LA, we're gonna be playing in the Coliseum, or no, well, not the Coliseum, but we're gonna be playing in that new Coliseum, or stadium. Sorry, I meant to say stadium. And it is going to be a Sunday night game. It kind of stinks because we're the last game that plays, but it's going to be cool to see the new stadium, just to see how it came out to be. And usually Sunday Night Football on NBC gets the biggest, massive ratings ever. They get like huge astronomical numbers. So I do believe that having the Cowboys and the Rams playing in the new stadium, the ratings might shoot through the roof. And if you think about it, there are some Cowboy fans in Los Angeles, so maybe we might get the upper hand. But I don't know. The LA Rams have always been a good team. We've always been bitter rivals with them too, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, that's week 1, so I'm gonna be a little nervous, but I love to see how the new stadium came out. Week 2, September 20th, we play the Atlanta Falcons. We're finally home on that game. Let's go, baby. The Atlanta Falcons, we've also been bitter rivals with them too. They've always had a good defense, a very great explosive defense, and then they have a very explosive offense with Matt Ryan, and then you got Todd Gurley, who's a beast running back. And then, of course, you got Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. Matt Ryan is having fun with some weapons. So it's going to be pretty tough, We'll see if the Cowboys defense can stop them. But, oh, my goodness, But will Atlanta's defense keep up with our offense? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Coming September 20th. Okay, guys, September 27th, the Cowboys are going to Seattle. Now, as you know, going to Seattle, it's a very, very tough atmosphere. It's a very tough playing field to play in. The Seattle Seahawks fans, oh my goodness, they are like a nightmare. It's so loud. The stadium roars. If you thought I was hyper and if you thought I was crazy, oh my goodness, you should see the Seattle fans. Oh my goodness, it's like somebody gave them like a billion gazillion Red Bulls, and oh my goodness, they are crazy. It is loud. That stadium is always packed. So, oh my goodness. So, we'll see who gets the upper hand in that. But oh my goodness. So yeah, that's already 2 away games. Week 4, guys. October 4th, the day after my mom's birthday. We're going to play the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are going to come to our home. This is going to be our first time playing against Baker Mayfield. And, we'll see how Cleveland does. Cleveland does have a very strong defense, So, we'll see. We'll see. And then next Sunday, October the 11th, we're home again against the New York Giants. Of course, the New York Giants, they're our rivals. This is going to be the first time we're playing a NFC East opponent. Say what you want about the Giants. It's gonna be tough for them to get where they are now when how they first were introduced, like with the Eli Manning era, but now that the Eli Manning era is over, it's gonna be hard for them to like bounce back. But I'm sure maybe in the future, maybe they'll have something cooking. We'll see. But should be a good game. It's always a close game between us and the Giants. I know what's so funny is earlier when I was eating dinner, I was reading some of the comments, and this one person put, "Oh man, I really wanted to face the Giants for week 1 because I wanted to start off the win with a dub, an easy dub." So I was just like, LOL, LMAO. Oh my goodness, I was like, OM to the G. Okay, guys. We get our first Monday Night Football game. Remember I told you about Monday Night Football? October 19th against the Cardinals. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a very close game. You're going to get Kyler Murray, back at it again. This is going to be his sophomore year. We'll see what he can do. He's a great QB. The Cardinals, they are, stacking up on offense. They got DeAndre Hopkins, and the good news is the Cardinals are coming to us. Since the last time we played them, we had to go to Arizona, but it's going to be a very close game. Guys, I am looking forward to that game. I'm going to be a little nervous because, DeAndre Hopkins, DeAndre is going to hop all over the place. I think it's going to be a battle of wide receivers. We're going to get Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins versus CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. Oh my goodness. We'll see who shows up more to play. I think both are going to show up, but who ends up winning? Who ends up ringing the bell? We shall see. Okay, guys. So yeah, that was the Monday night game. October 25th, we got to go to the Redskins. Of course, NFC East opponents number two. It's always a close game between us and the Redskins. This game right here, I am looking so forward to the following week. This is going to be the first day of November. Oh my goodness, this is going to be the week of Black Widow. Oh my goodness. Cowboys at Eagles. I'm not gonna lie, guys. We always play the Eagles like very late in November, and oh my goodness, it is such a great game to watch. Even though it's usually bitter cold in Philly, it's always a great game over there. Because the fans are loud, they're aggressive. They're kind of like Seattle, but at the same time, like they're not like Seattle. And, of course, like we have a bitter-sweet rivalry with the Eagles. And, the Eagles fans hate us as much as Cowboy fans hate Eagles. And, oh my goodness, it's just great, especially when we play like on a Sunday night. And we are going to be playing Sunday night on the first day of November, at Philly. It's gonna be explosive. It's gonna be huge. I think it was right after when Philadelphia won the Super Bowl. I think we played the Eagles at Philly the first time, and we went into overtime with them. And oh my goodness, that was when we were 3-5. And after when we won that game, we just started winning on a 5-game winning streak, and oh my goodness, I was like on the edge of my couch. I was crying. I was weeping. I was like, come on, Dallas, pull out the win. We ended up pulling out the win, so, we'll see what happens. You want to know what's so funny is after when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I have a friend. What's up, Aaron? He's a diehard Patriots fan, and I'm not going to lie, even though I was rooting super hard for the Patriots that Super Bowl, I felt his pain. And you want to know what's so funny is Aaron kind of felt my pain because he had to watch, all the Philadelphia Eagles off season, like the fans, talking smack about him. And one time, my friend Aaron was all like, now I know what it feels like. Now I know what it feels like to having the Eagles taunt you. And I was like, Aaron, you have no idea, my man. So shout out to you. But you want to know what I told my friend Aaron is right after when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, which I was like, they should have not won, Of course, I'll never root for the Eagles because, they're my rivals, and I just can't stand them. I don't hate them, but I just can't stand them. I told Aaron, I was like, hey, we did you guys a favor because that year, that season, we swept the Eagles. It was at Philly when we went into overtime with them. The game that I was talking to you about earlier, and then it was that other game when Amari Cooper went off. Oh my goodness. We also went into overtime. Amari Cooper with the scoop. Oh my goodness. So I told my friend Aaron, I was like, hey, we did you guys a favor. We swept the Eagles just for you, and he was happy. So yeah, guys, Cowboys at Eagles, first day of November. It's a Sunday night game. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a close game. We'll see who takes it. Okay, guys, November 8th, Cowboys versus Steelers. Oh my goodness. Another football organization that I cannot stand, the Steelers. We got a bittersweet rivalry. It goes all the way back into the 90s. It should be a very close, intense game. You want to know what's so cool is the last time we played the Steelers, it was 4 years ago in 2016, and this was Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott's first year with the team. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going to go into overtime. I saw the whole game. Oh my goodness, I was on the edge of my seat. I have this friend who is a Steelers fan, and I was texting her after the game, and I was like, hey, good game. And she was all like, whatever. But yeah, the Steelers, it's always going to come close between us and them. That's going to be a good game. Of course, week 10 is our bye week, which means we do not play, which means we get to rest. Sweet Christmas. We are going to be playing 9 games in a row before we get that rest. Sweet Christmas. Okay, after the bye week, November 22nd, Cowboys at Vikings. We always do struggle with the Vikings, So, we'll see who takes it. And then, of course, Thanksgiving, November 26th, Cowboys versus Redskins again. We pretty much play the Redskins like almost every Thanksgiving. I don't know how many times we played the Redskins in total, but I'll have to get back to you on that. But we've always played the Redskins on Thanksgiving. Should be a good game. If we end up losing to the Redskins the first time that we play them, which is in late October, we could possibly maybe get them back as payback for Thanksgiving. But we'll see what happens. Sometimes that usually happens in football. Is usually when you're playing your rivals and you lose to your rivals the first time, you can always pay them back, get them back the second time. So we'll see. And then, of course, December 3rd, which is a Thursday night game, because, of course, they also do show Thursday night football on Fox. We're going to go at the Ravens. This game I'm going to be very nervous, very anxious, since this is going to be in December, and we are going to Baltimore, and it is very cold in Baltimore. And, you got Action Jackson. That's what I call him. Lamar Jackson. I call him Action Jackson. It's just a little nickname. But we'll see how he does. He can play both positions. He can play quarterback and running back. So, we just got to watch out for him. But, I'm going to be super nervous. And then December 13th, we got to go at the Bengals. Shout out to my coworker, James. I know that they just got Joe Burrow, so, we'll see how Joe Burrow does this season. We'll see how he does until that point when we play the Bengals. And then December 20th, we are going to be getting the Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be an awesome game, and it's a Sunday night game. Let's go, baby. The 49ers are coming to the Cowboys because I think the last time we played them, I think we went to San Francisco, and so now they got to come to the D-Town. Should be a very intense, close game. It's always intense between us and the 49ers. Like I said, we always have that bittersweet rivalry. This goes way back into like the Joe Montana days, Jerry Rice, Steve Young. Oh my goodness, the 49ers, the good news is I do like the 49ers. I do respect them. They got a good fan base. Not all of them are like Eagles fans who just taunt me, so I can deal with the Niners, but that is a must game right there. Depending on what I'm doing that day, hopefully I can see that with my mom, because my mom's a diehard 49ers fan. And hopefully I can buy my mom a box of Kleenex if we win. But if she ends up winning, she's going to have to buy me a box of Kleenex. But we shall see what happens. And then we close out the last two games against the NFC East opponents, Eagles, Giants. All right, guys, so that was my reaction on the schedule. This looks like a toughy schedule. This looks like a tough schedule. But we'll see how we do. This is going to be a very tough schedule for the Cowboys. We'll see how our new coach, Mike McCarthy, does. We'll see how Dak Prescott can do if we get him signed. Ezekiel Elliott, if all our players can get healthy. Because usually, these games right here, like at the end, these crucial games, like against the Ravens, the 49ers, you're kind of looking at going into the playoffs, these are big, crucial games, and you have to win big, crucial games to make it, to secure your spot in the playoffs, and if we end up losing these big, crucial games, it could end up hurting, not the team, but it could end up hurting us, and then it could also end up hurting, especially you always want to be maybe 1, 2, 3 games ahead of your rivals, so that way they don't catch up to you, so that way you don't have to play them a third time in the playoffs, and sometimes that does happen where you have to play your rivals. If it's really close, if it's neck and neck, you could possibly play them for round 3, depending on who has the better record, who has beaten more of the rivals, who has the better record of beating your rivals, gets that home field advantage. So, it's tough. You got to compete with not just your rivals, but you got to compete with other teams, because the other teams in that conference want to get that number one spot, in the playoffs, so that way they can rest, or get that number two spot, so that way they can rest. And then you can just have the wild card, and then the wild card plays, and then the winner of the wild card plays the teams who are resting, which is 1 and 2, and then whoever wins between the wild card and the first and the second place, then they battle it out again, and then they battle it out for the conference championship, and then whoever wins goes to the Super Bowl. So yeah, guys, Cowboys 2020 schedule. We'll see how the boys do. It's going to be tough, but hopefully we can do this, and we'll see if we can make it all the way. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, your boy's still going to be a diehard Cowboys fan, always. And yeah, guys, without further ado, this has been your boy, Big Mike. And please like this video. Please share this to your friends. And I promise, guys, I will not keep you on the anticipation level anymore. I'm just going to be dropping out videos left and right. You'll never see it coming. Alright, guys, stay safe. I'll see you guys for part 2. Peace. Stay safe. Go Cowboys. Let's have a heck of a season. Peace. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Stay clean, guys. Love you all. I'll see you on the next video. Peace. I'm out.